everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is Deshaun, and today I'm here to review one of the most bizarre movies I've seen this year. It is, without a shadow of a doubt, at least in the recent years, the most bizarre, budgeted, it's like a massive budget horror movie I've ever seen. It's called Malignant. I believe it's called Malignant. I think that's what it's called. And it's a weird one. So first of all, the movie, I'll just tell you what the movie's about, and then I'll get into just how weird it is. I'm not going to spoil too much because, there are some twists and turns in the movie that you may or may not see coming. But it follows this character named Madison. Now, Madison lives in Seattle with her boyfriend, her longtime boyfriend. She's pregnant. Clearly, she's been having a hard time having a baby. She's had multiple miscarriages. She's working, she's having and her husband's abusive. I mean, the movie starts off with them getting in an argument and him just straight up taking her head and bashing it into the wall. And it does the typical, oh my God, I can't believe that wasn't me, I didn't mean it. You know the shit you see in movies and the shit that sadly happens in real life, and every time I see it, I'm like, you stupid woman, why are you with that dude? He just bashed your head against a wall. But I digress. I think all women who deal with that kind of stuff or have screws loose, and I got no sympathy because if you're staying with him, there's something wrong with you. Anywho, that's kind of at the top of it, that was what was happening. And you're like, okay, so you're like, this is kind of a horror movie, this is gonna have some horror elements. And right off the bat, it kicks off and it's like an old school, and the movie itself, the entire vibe of the movie is, and it sounds bad because it doesn't sound like it's old, but it is now. This movie is an old school, early 2000s horror movie. At its core, the vibe, the music cues, the way it doesn't look like an old school, 2000 horror movie. Visually, it looks like a modern horror movie. But the fucking vibe, the music cues, the acting, the actual story and whatnot, there are things in this movie that are Stephen King-like in terms of just weird ideas. Not in terms of tonally, but just in terms of ideas. There's some body horror in this movie. It is a gory movie. There are some brutal deaths. There is a sequence in this movie that was just insane. That it just happens, and you're just like, what the fuck is happening right now? There's a lot of that in this movie where you're just like, what is happening? I will give this movie this credit. It kept me on my toes because I started off thinking it's a ghost movie, and then it comes, well, maybe it's something else, it's a kind of different movie. It starts off as a ghost movie, it becomes a slasher movie, and then by the time it gets to near the end, it's almost like a fucking, I'm just gonna put it out there, minor spoilers, I'm not gonna tell you the specifics, there's an action set piece in this movie. Near the tail end of it, about the last 20 minutes, it happens in about the last 20 minutes. That is one of the most bloody, over-the-top, awesome. It was actually a really cool action set pieces. I was like, holy shit, this is nuts. And but the movie itself is just so, it's out there. It's out there. But anyways, back to the story. Madison, the husband, hits her. And all of a sudden, some creature, we don't know what the fuck it is, shows up in the house, kills her husband, goes after Madison, knocks her unconscious, she loses the baby. We don't know what this creature is, it's all in dark silhouette, we don't know what this creature is, we don't know how it's just showing up. We think it might be a ghost. There's a sequence at the beginning that leads you to believe it has to be something. We think it might be a ghost. We're not sure what the fuck's going on. We're thinking, oh man, is she staying in a haunted house? What's going on with her? She's seeing visions of people being killed. She's there but not there. And the more the story unravels, the more depth and the story unravels, the more you discover about what the hell's going on with her, who's killing these people. Is it her? What's her involvement with this person? Is it her? What's going on? I mean, the more the story unravels, the more you get to see, the more questions get answered, and the answers to those questions are just fucking, they're just cheese, man. It's just, there's just cheese in this movie. There is a level of cheese in this movie. I can't help but watch it and think, man, I feel like I'm just watching an late 90s, early 2000s horror movie, man. I'm in some of the worst ways, but also it's not shot cheaply. The movie doesn't look cheap. It's not shot cheap. It's not, The main actress and her sister in particular are giving good performances. Some of the supporting cast members are a little weak because, you know, like, these are actors I've never seen before, and clearly they don't get a lot of screen time. Honestly, there is no big major actor in this movie at all. Not a single big major actor in this movie, which is unique. And this movie's also directed by James Wan. And if you don't know who James Wan is, he's the Aquaman director, but more importantly, at least for the meanings of this movie, he is the director of The Conjuring and The Conjuring 2. He's the creator of the Conjuring franchise. You know, all that Annabelle, all the Conjuring stuff has come off of him. And the last horror movie he directed was Conjuring 2, which I thought was a great movie. I loved it. I didn't think it was as good as the first Conjuring, but I still enjoyed it. And this movie, honestly, to me, it felt like James Wan unshackled. And I don't know if everything he did in this movie worked, because I can tell you that I don't think everything works. But I'm so discombobulated. I'm so thrown off. The movie is so weird. It's so bizarre. It's so it's not all over the place. It's just bizarre. Like, it's just a weird movie, man. It's a weird horror movie. It'll probably be one of the weirdest horror movies you've seen this year, without being bad. And I know there are some horror movies that are weird, that are just terrible movies. This is like I said, this is a weird horror movie that actually is sort of a good movie, but it's just so out there. It's like James Wan was Unchained. It's like James Wan had all of this shit built inside of him that he wanted to do, and they were like, and like some, you know, studio just went, hey, yeah, Warner Brothers, I suppose this is on HBO Max, was just like, hey, you're doing all this other stuff for us, why don't air? Here's a check, about 100 mil or 70, like something like that, because the movie didn't look like it was like that expensive, so probably like 70 something mil. Hey, 70 mil, make whatever the hell you want to make. And then he just did this shit, because this shit is out there. This is out there. Like, I'm not gonna forget this movie. And like, I'm trying to debate with myself, because I do think it's a decent horror movie. It's not anything mind-blowing, except for there's some certain action beats that are really cool. But I won't forget this movie. And I'm wondering how much weight that's gonna hold to me. It's so bizarre, it's so out there, like I said, I don't want to spoil anything for you. It's on HBO Max right now if you want to see it, if you have HBO Max, by the way. Oh man, I gotta tell you, like, I walked away. I'm gonna give the movie a 7.5 because it doesn't break any ground. It's not revolutionary. It's not like Get Out, or it's not like that great, that creative. The cast is like the sister and the main actress playing Madison and her sister. They're good, but everyone else is pretty weak. And it is out there, and it is cheesy, and it is sometimes over the top, and that action sequence in the end. That action sequence in the end was awesome, and it was unexpected, and it was like, I thought I was watching a horror movie. I don't know what the fuck. The tones in this movie, it's a weird movie. And you know what? Even though I'm giving it a 7.5, if you're a horror fan, you'd be doing yourself a disservice not to at least look at this movie, because it is out there. It is weird, and even the ending, even the way it wrapped up, I was like, dude, this is some, man, okay. By the time the movie got near the tail end, I was like, you know what, fuck it, man. I'm rolling with you on this journey. This weird ass journey. Like, I don't know where we're driving. Like, we're in the middle of nowhere, but I guess I'm hanging with you, so this is where we're going, man. It's out there. Anyways, Malignant. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Have you seen the movie? What did you think of it? And if you have HBO Max, you can go check it out. If you don't, I don't think this movie's worth going to I don't know if this movie's worth going to the theaters for. Though I suspect it would have been a really even more bizarre experience if I had gone to the theaters to see it. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please remember to like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.